There is a small island off the coast of China that quietly controls the most important technology on Earth. It is not a superpower. It has a population smaller than Texas, and most people outside Asia barely think about it. But if something happens to this island, the global economy could collapse. Factories could shut down. Cars could stop being produced. And the technology powering artificial intelligence could stall overnight. This island is Taiwan, and today it sits at the center of the most dangerous geopolitical rivalry of the 21st century. Because Taiwan doesn't just make technology, it makes the chips that power the modern world. To understand why Taiwan matters so much, we need to start with something most people never think about: semiconductors. Inside your phone, inside your laptop, inside modern cars, satellites, fighter jets, and AI systems, there are tiny electronic circuits called semiconductors. These chips process information, run software, and make modern technology possible. Without them, the digital world simply stops. But making advanced semiconductors is incredibly difficult. The process requires extreme precision. Factories known as fabs operate in environments cleaner than hospital operating rooms. Machines worth hundreds of millions of dollars carve microscopic circuits into silicon wafers using ultraviolet light. And only a handful of companies in Europe are capable of producing the most advanced chips. But one company dominates the market: TSMC, the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. TSMC produces more than half of the world's semiconductor chips. But the truly shocking number is this: around 90% of the world's most advanced chips are manufactured in Taiwan. That means the processors used in cutting-edge artificial intelligence, high-performance computing, advanced military systems, and the newest smartphones all depend on one island. This concentration of power has created something economists call a strategic choke point. If Taiwan's chip factories stop operating, entire industries around the world would face immediate shortages. We already saw a glimpse of this during the global chip shortage in 2021. Automakers had to shut down factories. Gaming consoles disappeared from stores, and electronics prices surged. That crisis was caused by supply chain disruptions. Now imagine something far worse: a geopolitical conflict. Because Taiwan is not just a technology powerhouse, it is also at the center of a major territorial dispute. China considers Taiwan to be part of its territory. Beijing calls it a renegade province, but Taiwan has operated as a self-governing democracy for decades, with its own government, its own military, and strong economic ties to the United States and the West. For China's leadership, Taiwan represents unfinished business from the Chinese Civil War, and Beijing has repeatedly stated that reunification is inevitable, if necessary, by force. In recent years, China has dramatically increased military pressure around the island. Chinese fighter jets regularly enter Taiwan's air defense zone. Naval exercises simulate blockades, and large-scale military drills surround the island. For many analysts, Taiwan has become the most dangerous flashpoint in the world, because a conflict that would not just be regional. It could trigger a confrontation between China and the United States. Washington does not officially recognize Taiwan as an independent country, but the United States is legally committed to helping Taiwan defend itself. And American leaders have repeatedly signaled that Taiwan's security is critical to global stability. But behind the political tension lies another powerful factor: technology. The global economy runs on chips, and whoever controls advanced semiconductor production holds enormous strategic power. This is why the United States has begun reshaping its entire technology policy. Washington is investing tens of billions of dollars to build new chip factories in America. Companies like Intel, Samsung, and TSMC itself are constructing fabs in the United States. The goal is simple: reduce dependence on Taiwan. At the same time, the U.S. government has imposed strict export controls on advanced chip technology going to China, limiting Beijing's access to the tools needed to produce cutting-edge semiconductors. China sees this as technological containment, and in response, Beijing has launched massive investments to build its own semiconductor industry. Billions of dollars are flowing into Chinese chip companies. New factories are under construction, but catching up is not easy. Advanced semiconductor manufacturing requires decades of expertise, highly specialized equipment, and complex international supply chains. For example, one critical machine used to produce advanced chips is made by a single company in the Netherlands, ASML. These extreme ultraviolet lithography machines cost over $200 million each, and without them, producing the most advanced chips is nearly impossible. So the global semiconductor industry has become deeply interconnected. American design companies, European equipment manufacturers, Asian fabrication plants, all working together in a fragile technological ecosystem. And right at the center of it is Taiwan. Some analysts call Taiwan the Silicon Shield because the world depends so heavily on its semiconductor industry. Any disruption could send shockwaves across the global economy, which means Taiwan is no longer just a small island. It is one of the most strategically important places on Earth, and the future of technology may depend on what happens there next.